What's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome on to All Elite Wrestling Reviews. We're just giving you two results: one for Monday's AEW Dark Elevations and Tuesday's AEW Dark. So obviously, both of them are the shows. Actually, I don't remember if they were at Daily's place. Because I'm assuming it was around during this time that they were gone from Daily's place. Oh no, actually no. They were doing Daily's place during that time. Um, but yeah, on Daily's place in Jacksonville, Florida. Now obviously we're start with LA. I was gonna say LA. I was basically making a company now. No. I'm gonna start with AEW Dark Elevations, with your commentators Tony Schiavone and Paul White. The show from July 5th, 2021. This was the day after of 4th of July. The opening match was oh yeah, Thunder Rosa versus Layla Gray. In the match it was quick, obviously, and Thunder Rosa won with the Thunder driver. Then we get to All Eagle Ethan Page joining on commentary with Paul White and Tony Schiavone as his boy Scorpio Sky goes up against Marcus Cross, and Scorpio Sky wins with the TKO. A short match, So then we get to Hikaru Shida versus Danny Jordan. In the match, it was pretty decent, back and forth between the two. Pretty good decent match, to say the least. Obviously, in the end, it was Hikaru Shida with the katana, for the win. Then we get to Orange Cassidy being accompanied by Chuck Taylor and Chris Stanlander as Orange Cassidy goes up against Ann Hennico with Jack Evans at ringside. So they're having a match, Orange Cassidy and Hennico. It was pretty decent, with obviously Orange Cassidy getting the win with an upset of the mousetrap combination pin. So, but after the match, Hennico tried to attack Orange Cassidy, only to get hit with an orange punch. Then Jack Evans tried to get involved, and Chuck Taylor takes care of Jack Evans. Also, the Blade and the Bunny enters the ring to confront Orange Cassidy, and Chris Stanlander returns to the match. Road Rager. Okay, so there you go. Then we get to Serena Deeb versus Tasha Price, and apparently it was around that time. It was Serena Deeb's birthday, and Tasha Price, the psycho sweetheart, was being a sweetheart by saying happy birthday. And what does the woman of 1,000 hoes do? She not only she didn't shake her hand, tends to accepting the birthday wish. She slaps Tasha Price, and I'm like, well, aren't you a mean girl? You basically took the cake from Danny Jordan there for being the mean, the real mean girl there. And like, that's not right. So they had a match. Obviously, Tasha Price didn't do well in the match against Serena Deeb, obviously, but she had some couple of shots in. But in the end, it didn't matter because at the end of the day, it was the Serenity Lock that ended the match. And kept targeting the knee of Tasha Price. Poor girl. I love me some Tasha Price, by the way. So Alex Marvez, he interviews Joey Janela, who's at ringside, basically asking him some questions about his health, why he's been silent, and why was he late to save something kids. And then he said something about, oh yeah, because you were with me with something. I don't remember what it was. And then it talks about, you're gonna appear on Dark with Sitting Kiss on the waiting room. And as soon as I heard that, I said, oh, the waiting room, oh, awesome, it's back. But the question is, why isn't it going to be on the Tuesday's Dark show instead of being on Dark Elevations, the show that should matter more than the Tuesdays Dark show, or at least have it on Dynamite. But then again, it's supposed to be one of these Dark stuff. So yeah, and as a matter of fact, I don't know what I was thinking about having it on Dynamite, especially when it pertains to Joey Janela and Sunny Kiss. Nothing against both guys, but they're meant to be on Dark. So Joey Janela basically answers the question and says, hey, and by the way, while as he's getting ready to answer some questions about what he's going to say, the crowds were chanting, "We want Sunny." Basically, that they want to see more of Sunny Kiss. So George starts saying, "I'm just frustrated," and starts walking away. And this is what he's been saying all week. I guess for a good 2 months or at least a month, whatever. God knows how long it's been on Dark. And this is the first time on him being on Dark Elevations where we're start seeing that he says that he's just frustrated. So there you go. And we'll get to what happened on Dark Tuesdays pertains to the pertains to the waiting room. Then we get to the main event, which I can't believe this was the main event, but it was. Serpentico with Dr. Luther ringside versus Dante Martin. Now, I have a problem with Dante Martin being the main event, but the problem is, Serpentico is in the main event. And I got nothing against Serpentico, but his character has been treated very poorly since being with Dr. Luther. So, but they had a good match though. You had Dr. Luther get involved, obviously, and the referee just does nothing about it, even though sometimes he'd be distracted or whatever. But either way, he does nothing about it. But in the end, it was Dante Martin getting the win with the flipping DDT. And there you go. After the match, Dr. Luther attacks Dante Martin, and Serpentico helps along. Dr. Luther beat up. Basically, the Chaos Project start beating up on him. And I thought maybe this was going to be the return of of his brother, his tag team partner. What's his name? Daryl, Darius. I can't remember his brother's name. But no, it was Matt Sydal instead. And I'm like, well, that was a letdown. And that will conclude your AEW Dark Elevation from Monday's show. Tomorrow Wrestling were 6 matches, and guess what? This was like under an hour. Well, I guess maybe under 50 minutes in a way. I'm like, good. Dark Elevation should do more of all these type of long shows. Instead of making it an hour and a half or close to 2 hours, like the Dark shows on Tuesdays. Be doing it 2 hours still, which is has no purpose whatsoever. So there you go. But that will conclude your my overall strength for the show for AEW Dark Elevation. I'm gonna give this show a 7.5 out of 10. So there you go. And finally, that will conclude your Monday's Dark Elevation from July 5th, 2021. Now let's move on to the July 6th, 2021 edition for AEW Dark on the Tuesdays. We have commentaries of Excalibur and Taz. Now, what we're going to do right now is go through the matches, and then I'm going to move on to Dr. Britt Baker DMD's waiting room, because that was the one that I care for the most on the show here. So here we go. Jake Roberts was on commentary for Lance Archer as he defeated Ryan Mantel, whatever his name's supposed to be, whatever. Beats him with the that helicopter. Then the next match, it was Ricky Starks German commentary as he and Taz and Excalibur called the match of QT Marshall and Aaron Solo being accompanied by Nick Morello as he defeated Terrell and Terrence Hughes, the sons of Devon Dudley. After the match, though, QT Marshall starts hitting diamond cutters onto the Hughes brothers, and basically, send a message to Clay Rose, because I still haven't covered the South Beach strap match yet. So, and after this match is when we got the waiting room, but I'll get back to that later. I'm gonna go to the rest of the matches. Abaddon defeated someone named Natalia Markova. She's a Russian wrestler, and she wrestled on here before a couple of times. So, but Abaddon got the win though with the the leg hook DDT. They need a name for that, by the way. I don't know why she can't just go for a cemetery drive, the on the Willow's Peak, but because of her gimmick, it's the cemetery drive. But I digress. Matt Sydal with Mike Sydal at ringside, as Mike Sydal defeated Carly Bravo with the lightning spiral. The Blade with the Bunny and Matt Hardy at ringside, as the Blade went up against Trey Lamar, and the Blade gets the win with the basically he used brass knuckles because the Bunny slid in there, and then he went for a cocky pin like he's good. I mean he's a good wrestler, but the way I'm just saying how the way it was telegraphed. Um, Bear Bronson with Bear Boulder, who's still injured by the way, as Bear Bronson goes up against some guy named Big Trouble Ben Bishop, and Bronson got the win with the sit out. I mean the sit down senton. So Marco Stunt, who I gotta remind people, who stunted his growth, as he teams up with Fuego del Sol versus Baron Black and the Rising. And the match where Fuego del Sol finally got a win on the AEW onto Yota Rising with the Tornado DDT, because he is the master of the Tornado DDT. And then he got his friends coming out there to support him, celebrate his victory. Like Griff Garrison, Sammy Guevara, obviously Marco Stunt as well, because he was there with him, being attacking, 5, Allen, Angels, of the Dark Order, and all these guys are the are all from Sammy Guevara's vlog, so they're all a crew, so there you go. It was all about Fuego del Sol. Oh yeah, and Dustin Rose came out the 2-hour. Dustin Rose was out the 2-hour because they do some weird stuff on Sammy Guevara's vlog, which I don't like, and I just skip it. Basically, it reminds me Dustin Rose basically just brought back his Goldust gimmick in a way. The way he's covering Fuego del Sol on Sammy Guevara's vlog. So yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need to hear. But yeah, a good feeling there for Fuego del Sol. But does that mean AEW is going to sign him? Nope. I mean, even if they do sign him, what now for Fuego del Sol? Is he going to become the TNT champion in the future? Is he going to be a tag team champion with maybe Marco Stunt in the future? What next? What's after that? Other than what, giving the people what they want, that people want to sign Fuego del Sol. And he's not a bad talent, all that. He's actually a good talent, but at the end of the day, if let's say if they do sign him and he is all elite, what now? Just saying, I digress. Chris Statlander with Orange Cassidy at ringside, as Chris Statlander went up against someone named Viva Van. I think I've seen him before a couple of times on Dark before, but in the end, it was Chris Statlander winning with the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory, excuse me. The Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison, who are all elite. And because Julia Hart is the manager, the valet in a way, and the cheerleader, the mascot in a way, she's I'm thinking that she's also all elite too. So Varsity Blondes went up against Chad Lennox and Zacharilla. I don't know. But the Varsity Blondes won with basically with it was basically Griff Garrison with a rolling elbow, knocking that, making him, his opponent stagger to Brian Pillman's flying lariat, air Pillman for the win. So Varsity Blondes wins. And Hanico went up against Prince Kai. I think that's how you say, I'm assuming it's Kai. And got the win with the narrow death roll, and making Prince Kai tapping out. Then we get to Ryan Nemeth being accompanied by the Wingman, as Ryan Nemeth went up against Wheeler uh, Utah, and surprisingly, Wheeler Utah beat Ryan Nemeth, which I didn't see that coming. Which means AEW sees something in this guy of why they have him beat Ryan Nemeth. And let's face it, who cares about Ryan Nemeth? He's not no Dolph Ziggler. He's not a bad talent as a wrestler, but there's nothing there with Ryan Nemeth. He's just blah. Shawn Spears and Wardlow defeated Hunter Knock and Rocio Grulio. I'm assuming. I don't know. But it was Shawn Spears getting the win with the C4. Ty Conti defeated Kylan King. The match I thought was pretty good. She won with the DD tie. And you have -1 there. Brody Lee Jr. there. The Dark Order, Cole Cabana, Alex Reynolds, 10, 5. They went up against Will All Day, Jason Hutch, Chandler Hopkins, excuse me, and Dean Alexander. The match I thought was decent, but Dark Order won, obviously. Jack Evans with Angelico and Matt Hardy at ringside, as Jack Evans won against Mike Sydal with Mike Sydal, I meant to say, with Matt Sydal at ringside. So Jack Evans and Mike Sydal have a match, with Jack Evans getting the win with the stacking him with the backslide. The way he does it is just unique, the way he bridged to and all, and got the win. Red Velvet defeated Ashley Vox in a very good match. She won with the Chef's Kiss, which is the running kick. Basically, picture Tina Dashwood's running kick, the spotlight kick. That's a finisher. That's basically Red Velvet's finisher. Eddie Kingston and Penta El Zero Miedo with Alex Abrahantes there, as they went against Chaos Project, San Pentacle, and Dr. Luther. In the match, I thought it was decent on Eddie Kingston and Penta El Zero Miedo's part. Chaos Project, not so much. In the end, it was obviously Penta El Zero Miedo getting a win with the Fear Factor against who of all people San Pentacle. So there you go. And that will conclude your AEW Dark, except for one thing. I gotta get back to the waiting room. But before I do, the Total Wrestling was 17 matches on a long. I'm assuming it was a 2-hour show of Tuesday's AEW Dark. Now, before I get to my overall show for the show, again, I gotta get back to the waiting room, because that's the best thing that I saw on here, besides of what I'm about to talk about here. And what I'm about to talk about here is the horrible acting part of Joey Janela. So we get to Reba introducing, or Rebel, which I want to say, introducing the AEW Women's World Champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, with the waiting room being decorated with everything that's happened over the past few months with Dr. Britt Baker, of everything that she has accomplished in the for 2021 in AEW, and I mean a whole lot, obviously. So she walks in to the waiting room, expecting her excitement in AEW in Miami. And Britt Baker makes a BDSM joke on Cody Rhodes, referencing his strap match that he's gonna have against QT Marshall, and talks about how she's hyped when AEW arrives to not Pittsburgh but Brittsburg. Basically she just cuts down to the chase, excuse me, by introducing the absolute favorite mid-card tag teams in Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. So they come out. Joey Janela compliments Britt Baker of everything that she accomplished. It's an absolute honor, and a privilege, to be in the presence and all that. He's excited to be Britt Baker's patient, and I'm going to have the most, Sir Sexton Malfoy, person like that. So Britt Baker says, what's going on between you and Joey Janela? Basically, what she wants to get to the hot topic here. And George Janela says he's just frustrated. He's trying to hug Sonny Kiss, but Sonny Kiss slaps him, and then George Janela goes down in a horrible acting way. I'm saying to myself, well, I'll tell you one thing. Whenever he's done with wrestling, the one thing he's not gonna be is he's not gonna be a Hollywood movie star because he sucks. I see John Cena having better acting than George Janela did here. It was just horrendous. And he was acting all stupid. And he's like, basically George Janela's on his knees, and Sonny Kiss is saying, it was me, who helped you remember who you are, the bad boy who really was, He notes that he was always there for George Janela of his big matches and always there when he was getting beat up and all that. And you weren't even there for me when I got beat up. And then George Janela says that he will bring someone out to explain everything that's happened, to clear his name. And he says not his best friend like Sonny Kiss, but his other best friend, Alex Marvez, the interviewer. And he's pointing at the door, but there was no Alex Marvez coming. And he's like, maybe he's just a little shy. Maybe he's scared. He's a scared turtle, or whatever. And he kept, saying Alex Marvez, come out, And then he hides in the corner as he takes a phone call, and he's like, Alex Marvez appears to be at the Go-Go bar. I'm like, oh my god, this is horrendous. In George Janela's part, it was horrendous. So George Janela apologizes and takes the blame. He doesn't want his bad boy summer to become a sad boy summer without Sonny Kiss. Talks about how everything they've been through and how fans love them. I know you want to. I know too. I'll be there. I know you want to be there for me, and I want you to be there. I want you to be there, and I want me to be there for you. I meant to say. Sorry, folks. Again, I said it before. Actually, that was the other video I did. Which you'll find out about that one, but you probably won't even remember. So, I digress. But Sonny Kiss says that you have a choice to make. You can walk out with me with that in the door behind. You can either walk out that door with basically with his back turned, or you could give me a hug. Basically, this is a reference to Shawn Michaels and Mark Jannetty from 92 when they did the barbershop, with Bruce the Barber Beefcake. That whole segment thing where George Janela's where Shawn Michaels has a choice to make, because of Mark Jannetty basically make an ultimatum. Either stay together or we go split up in a way. That's basically what it was. So, as all this was going on, Sonny Kiss turns around, and Britt Baker's encouraging, George Janela to hug, whatever, or something, whatever. I don't know. At first, I thought she was encouraging him, George Janela to turn on Sonny Kiss behind, the attack from right from behind, but that wasn't the case at all. Instead George Janela takes out his takes a pair of his sunglasses and hands it to Sonny Kiss. Sonny Kiss takes it, and then all of a sudden start hugging. So like I said, it was like a remake of the whole thing with the barbershop with Shawn Michaels and Mark Jannetty, the Rockers, and all that. Except one thing, Sonny Kiss and George Janela, they ain't no Rockers. George Janela ain't no Shawn Michaels, and Sonny Kiss ain't no Mark Jannetty. Even though Sonny Kiss is better than Mark Jannetty because pertains to taking care of himself. Just saying. But I digress. But they're hugging and all that, and they're embracing. Sonny Kiss turns to the fans, all that, embracing them and all that, and then George Janela is acting like he's gonna do a super kick to Sonny Kiss once he turns around, and Britt Baker's like, get ready to super kick him. And they're like, what the hell is this? Okay, now this part I was actually laughing at, because of Britt Baker, by the way, not because of George Janela, because George Janela was just cringe, but Britt Baker was making me laugh, and also a Rebel joining along with this too. It was just so funny, and then but George Janela didn't do it though. Sonny Kiss and George Janela walked away, and that was it for the waiting room, and that was it for this show. So yeah, the best thing on the show was the waiting room, except with the exception with George Janela of his bad acting. So there you go, folks. There you go. And my overall showing for this show, I'm gonna go with a 6.5 out of 10. And with that being said, that will do for your Tuesday nights of AEW Dark. And that will also do for your all wrestling reviews, where it to giving you AEW Dark Elevation and AEW Dark Results. And with that being said, I'm just going to end from here. No plus whatsoever and all that. Just go to end from here because I wasted too much time and I gotta get out here. So, y'all take care. For Snatcher Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. Y'all take care.